subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
Synopsis. Lu Ming travels to the world of Shinigami and becomes Byakuya Kuchiki's twin brother Kuchiki Lu Ming, gaining the talent of God-level comprehension. Reiatsu for everything? Lu Ming breaks the limits of Shinigami with heaven-defying savvy. You feel the breath of void remaining on the surface of Kuchiki Cangchun's body, and the existence of fusion of all things in the surrounding rain, dew, and pomegranate. You have an epiphany, and you have created the innate supernatural power Xuzheng soul transformation and fusion method, freely transforming the virtual and the whole soul, and improve the affinity of all things. During the process of being conceived, you felt the gaze of the Spirit King, and you had an epiphany, and created the innate supernatural power Spirit King's soul forging method, absorbing spirit particles, generating Zanpakutō with your own soul, and tempering the strength of your soul. You have witnessed the Unohana Retsu Cade treatment. You have an epiphany, comprehended the Cade practice method, and created the physical supernatural power and the spiritual king body practice method. You have studied soul defense in depth, and you have an epiphany, created the defensive supernatural power, the deadly god costume. You witnessed Eisenhead kill Minos Grande. You have an epiphany, comprehend Had's practice method, and created the supernatural power of chanting, multiple broken chanting practice method. Chapter 1. Travel through the Shinigami world and gain God-level comprehension. Ask for flowers, Siriidii, the home of Kuchiki. Ahem, King Lu, I'm back. A man in a deadly costume with star pliers pinned to the left side of his hair came to a woman with a big belly. The moment his right hand touched the woman's belly, the exhaustion on his face turned into joy. Has the baby behaved these 2 days? I have a lot of tasks recently, and I don't have time to accompany you and the baby. I'm sorry, Sang-chun. You should also pay attention to your body. Don't worry about me and the child. I feel very energetic, and the baby is also very healthy. Kuchiki King Lu held Kuchiki Cangchun's hand, feeling the baby's movement together with him, with a maternal radiance on his face. That's good. That's good. Don't become my physique. Kuchiki Cangchun coughed lightly, feeling this little life lightly. At the same time, where am I? Why does it feel sultry and hot around here? Lu Ming's consciousness gradually came to life. He just fell asleep. How did he become like this? Surrounded by water? Could it be that he was soaked in water? You are reborn. Came to the world of Shinigami and gained God-level comprehension. Suddenly a voice sounded in his mind. Hearing this voice, Lu Ming froze for a moment. Rebirth? What do you mean? Wait a moment. Rebirth doesn't seem to be the point. I don't seem to be reborn in the original world, but came to another world? Shinigami world? Is it the Shinigami world in my impression? Is it the Shinigami anime I watched before falling asleep? I'm going. Shinigami world? Is it the Shinigami world where the combat power is broken and the system is broken? The Shinigami world where even the God King of the world has his limbs cut off as wedges. People are numb. Lu Ming panicked for a while. In this world, as long as he is not reborn as the protagonist, isn't he just a mere fish? Be it human, Shinigami, or virtual. As a fan of Shinigami, although Lu Ming has no way to know the plot of this animation by heart, he still understands the basic plot and the characteristics of the major characters. But this doesn't seem to work. If I were a human being, I might not even be able to go to the Soul Society. If you were a Shinigami, you might die in various Siriidii attacks. And even if you survive by chance, you might become the experimental material for Aizen. If you are a void, let alone waiting to be swallowed by other voids, or wiped out by Shinigami, or the protagonist group. In this world where everything looks like Reiatsu, it seems that the stronger you are, the longer you can live. However, you can't stand the pervert ability of Aizen in the midterm and Uebach in the late stage. Even if I worked hard to become a Shinigami and cultivated a Bankai, and finally had to face the Knights of the Star-Cross, my Bankai might be taken away by accident. Hey, why did you come to such a broken world? Lu Ming felt speechless in his heart. Although rebirth is very novel, but rebirth into this world makes people a little bit blind. The main thing is that I still don't know where I am. I have not yet determined what kind of creature I am. Lu Ming tried hard to see his surroundings clearly, and his mental power continued to spread outwards. He felt two figures appearing outside, and felt the things around him. At the same time, the previous voice sounded again. Advertisement. You are now in the Kuchiki King Lu womb, a newborn state. You feel the breath of void remaining on the surface of Kuchiki Cangchun's body, and the existence of fusion of all things in the surrounding rain, dew, and pomegranate. You have an epiphany, and you have created the innate supernatural power Xuzheng soul transformation and fusion method, freely transforming the virtual and the whole soul, and improve the affinity of all things. Ouch! A vague voice came suddenly with a hint of tenderness. King Lu, are you all right? Another panicked male voice sounded. It's okay, Tsang-chun. The baby woke up and kicked mom again. You know dad is here, so you're happy? The female voice explained. The baby is really very energetic. The man breathed a sigh of relief. Hearing these two unfamiliar names, Lu Ming also realized in his heart that these should be his parents. Kuchiki. Although Lu Ming is not familiar with the names Cangchun and King Lu, he is deeply impressed by the word Kuchiki. This is the head of the four nobles of the Soul Society, and has long been hereditary as the captain of the 6th team of Seriidii. Cangchun. Lu Ming thought about this name, and his mind was shocked. He seemed to have heard of it before, and he seemed to be the father of Byakuya Kuchiki, who is in charge of Shinigami's world beauty. Could it be that I turn out to be Byakuya Kuchiki? This template seems to be somewhat excellent. He is both handsome and extravagant, and has a prominent background in the entire Shinigami world. He is the object of envy. And what kind of heaven-defying savvy do I have? I just comprehended the virtual soul transformation and fusion method. Isn't this making my Byakuya Kuchiki template even more powerful? But just as he was dancing, he felt his right hand suddenly touch something soft, like another hand. Lu Ming subconsciously touched this hand again.
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. Our 18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.